Guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're flying from Chicago to Amsterdam with United 767 in Premium Economy. I will let you know what it's like flying with United in Premium Economy. However, this specific flight doesn't go exactly as planned.
Stick with this is my advice. If you really want to get off, you can, but stick with this is our advice. As soon as I know something for certain, I promise I will tell you. Thanks.
And thus, we have plenty of time to check out Chicago Airport and the lounge, which is actually a lot better than I expected. Keep on watching to see the events that will unfold during this trip. Welcome to the Frequent Business Traveler channel. Good morning. I'm in United's flight 1577 from Austin to Chicago, and we are just a few minutes away from landing. As said in the introduction, I'm flying today with United's Premium Economy on their 767. Earlier this week I traveled with United in their Polaris Business Class on their 777. A link to that video you can find in the upper right corner. But today we're flying Premium Economy, so let me tell you something about the seat configuration in United's 767. Seat configuration of the 767 we're flying today consists out of 16 rows of business class and 4 rows of premium economy. United also used another configuration with just 10 rows of business class. For this flight I've seat 22D. But let's first land and then head to the lounge. Arrived in Chicago, and I didn't really have high expectations of this specific regular lounge in Chicago. This in contrast to the Polaris lounge, which I think is brilliant. But this specific lounge is a big surprise. It's really big with plenty of seating. It's open with great views, and they have an acceptable choice of food and drinks. Wine choice is very limited though, unless you want to pay $15 for a glass of Chardonnay, and for that you're obviously better off in the Polaris lounge. But as said, this lounge is a pretty nice place to be. If only everyone had some manners to put their feet on the floor. Please note that lounge access is normally not included in Premium Economy. I can only access the lounge because I still have gold status with Star Alliance. You will get priority check-in and priority boarding though. Anyway, after a quick bite, it's time to board the plane and see what United's Premium Economy is like. And check out the business class seat configuration in a 767. It's a 1-1-1 configuration with just one seat in the middle. And note that these Polaris business class seats in the 767 are actually the worst ones in the United fleet. Check out my video of my trip with United in business class where I compare the different Polaris seats. But we are flying Premium Economy this time, and these seats are very familiar Premium Economy seats. You will find them in most airlines. KLM, Delta, Air India on their A350s. Lots of airlines use the same exact seats. Turkish Airlines even uses them as business class seats on their A321neos. And it's not strange these seats are so popular, because for a day flight these seats are brilliant. They provide just a little extra comfort you need compared with regular economy, such as more width, more space between the seats, more legroom and more recline. So let's see what United can do to distinguish themselves from the competition. First of all, there is a comfortable blanket and we have an amenity set which you'll check out later. But while I just stated that these seats are great, it's a pity the little net which should keep your stuff in place has a huge hole in the bottom. The amenity kit is probably the best one I've seen in premium economy. The bag itself is nothing special, but the contents are pretty okay for premium economy. At least there are socks, eye mask and some moisturizing cream and lip balsam. Pretty good. I don't see a bottle of water yet, but I need to assume that will come later. So I'm ready for departure. And as we're leaving the gate, things start to go wrong. While starting the engines, there is apparently a problem with one of the starting motors. The engine is starting, but the starting motor isn't completely switching off. At least that's what I understood later. Because of this problem, we're going back to the gate. Now technical problems can always occur, but it's the way how the crew is dealing with these and what's communicated back to the passengers. And in this case, the captain is doing a brilliant job. The captain is immediately stating what's the situation and that initially he has no idea what that means and whether they can fix it. What does become clear after a while when we're back at the gate is that any clumsy band-aid fixes that represent any risk are a no-go for this captain. After overhearing some conversations, seems some proposals were made which were shut down by the captain because he doesn't want to take any risk, and I think as passenger we can only applaud him for that, even if it means some extra delay. When in front of the plane, the captain is sharing some stories of when he was a fighter pilot and that the army is sometimes using operational risk. This means that it's acceptable to lose a plane, but if the mission is a success. Well, obviously flying commercial, losing a plane is not an acceptable risk, and I was very happy to hear that. The captain is also sharing some pictures, including this one, which looked pretty scary. With a delay of 2 hours and 50 minutes, we're finally on our way, and again, hats off to the captain keeping us in the loop all the time and not taking any safety risks. After all that excitement, luckily a very normal takeoff, and it's time for drinks and snacks to arrive, and this is a normal economy class snack, a small bag of almonds. Shortly thereafter it's time for the food to arrive. Note that there isn't a small menu provided which you normally get in premium economy. There's simply a choice of 2 main dishes, and I go for the meat dish, which is pretty okay. Another thing where premium economy should distinguish itself is the wine. In premium economy I'm used to getting wine served from a bottle which should be of a decent quality. But not this time with United. Instead you're getting a small bottle of wine, which is the same as you're getting in economy class. A bit disappointing. I did fly premium economy with United before and I think I did get a small menu and some decent wine served during these trips. So not sure if this trip was just an exception or United made some changes to the premium economy offering. The flight itself isn't that eventful, and just before landing a warm dish is served with a fruit salad. Not too bad, but I wouldn't rank the food and drink experience as the highlight of this trip. So, time for conclusion. Is United Premium Economy worth it? Obviously, the main reason flying Premium Economy is a seat, but since United's competitors use exactly the same Premium Economy seats, the difference should be made by the service, the meals and the amenity kit. Amenity kit is better than its competitors, and meals and service are on par. Some things are a bit worse, some things a bit better, but overall there isn't much in it. This flight, the captain was for me the hero of the flight and an example of excellent communication and putting safety first. And you really couldn't ask for anything more. Last thing I just had to mention, the horrible, unacceptable customs area at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Just a few desks open for passport control with a huge row of waiting people. And yes, they don't like it if you film this disaster. Guys, I hope you like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Cheers!
Sir, don't do it. Close it. It's not possible.